Yeah, more current news here for you that you may not have seen on the East Coast, but out here in San Francisco, the local the district attorney, just cleared cops of a shooting in which was involved where one man got shot in the back while running away, and he survived. The other one wasn't so lucky; he was shot and killed. And the probable cause for this was that they had open containers during the course of the street celebration of a Warriors win in the basketball game. Now, my goodness, and he says they're not going to prosecute, and they had an independent, quote unquote, investigation. Independent. What government agency you suppose were on that committee that said, in effect, that there was no possibility to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that the cop did not act in self-defense. Damn. You shoot somebody in the back and there's no reasonable suspicion that you... Wow. Now, why in the world didn't they think to use that defense, in the case of Johannes Mescheli over there in the Fruitvale BART station? They would have got him off, wouldn't they? Damn. But this is why we need an independent, the damn government independent agencies, quote unquote, which are no more independent. Well, don't get me started on that. But that said, we need strict citizen review of all this, and with citizens who understand what the law is and will take action on it and bring these cops to account. Because what's happening now is all these cops at POA have one of the most powerful political activity committees in Sacramento, where we are. And they get whatever laws they want passed, and they threaten people who would otherwise rule against them. And this may have been the case here, that if you do that, at the very least, we're not going to vote for you when the next election comes up. That's not what I call a Republican form of government, and it's not what the framers envisioned under Article 4, Section 4 either. Here again, lynch, mob, rule. So I'm not saying there aren't times when cops, might be within their rights to do it, but the problem they have is not being taught the law and not being instructed by the governor, who has the duty to see the laws are faithfully executed. If you know in your mind that the court isn't going to have jurisdiction over the offense that you're trying to arrest someone for, then there's no way you can justify even putting a hand on them, let alone shooting them in the back. This is the kind of thing we have to put in play, and it's going to take a few cops going to jail, and who knows, maybe more than that. But if that starts to happen, now it's going to give people cause for thought when they take that job, to act within the sphere of their influence, the scope of their duties, what they can do, and stop all of this nonsense and get back to where we should be with peace officers, not law enforcement thugs. And a lot of those, by the way, I don't know what the percentage is, I would love to know, come from the military and or have PTSD, which to me is a disqualification for office under any circumstances. Maybe they can give you a desk job, I don't know about that. On the street, you can't be out there in a situation where you have a gun and your victim usually doesn't. And all you have to do is shoot them and claim self-defense like they've done in San Francisco here. When is it going to stop? Damn. So if we get an update on this one, I'll let you know. But that's the way it is right now, just as the case with Sacramento, where this black kid up there got shot 5 or 6 times at the nighttime, and several of those shots were in the back too, when he wasn't doing anything that would be remotely considered a dangerous activity, even if he was doing something unlawful. It's got to stop. Against blacks in particular, but against all of us, and get this situation where it should be, not law enforcement, peace officers who know the scope of their duties. At least when I was growing up, and it wasn't perfect in the 50s, I'll grant you that. But the peace officers on the street, we rarely had problems with them. They knew their job. They were actually your friends, believe it or not. When I grew up, we were taught the cops were your friends, and for the most part, that was true then. It isn't anymore, and it needs to change. Take notice, all you people in these police officer things, and the sheriffs, and the people who are supposed to train them. We've got to get with it and go 180 degrees opposite of what we're doing now. That said, be sure to like my videos, tell your friends, subscribe, and you can send me an email for information on my constitutional defense document packets at youwinincourt@gmail.com. Thank you.